You're now tuned in to Polarizer Figure. Today's hot topic, we got Stephen A. talk about him and LeBron beef. But before we get to that, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, help the channel grow. Let's get to it.
It is what it is. Mel's got a lot of nicknames. Everyone in sports in the entire world saw you and LeBron James get into it at the sidelines, Crypto.com arena.
Right.
Obviously, since then, that Lakers game, you've made no bones about, your issues with LeBron and the way you felt about him. And he's obviously has made no bones about the way he's felt about you.
Yeah.
I think Melo is just as close to Braun as he is as close to you.
No, they're closer.
And
that's a fraternity. I understand, respect that.
Yeah. And I love getting to not just get your side of it, but try and bring a peaceful solution, a peaceful resolution.
Ain't gonna be no peaceful solution.
He answered my question.
Go ahead, Melo.
No. He answered it. He answered the question. I think that's so much in my perspective, which is why I always stayed out of that. You let them handle that. Like it's whatever it is. It is. Maybe one day they could figure the shit out. Maybe not. But they still walking. I'm going this way. I'm going this way. You go your way. I go my way. It ain't no hard feelings to it. I don't know the reason, so I can't speak on it. Would I want them to get along and talk? Yeah. Why fucking not?
I mean, just getting from the gist of just our earlier conversation already, you make it a point to never make it personal with any of your critiques with anybody.
Right.
And I think a lot of people who probably either saw what you said about Bronny or the game, it's that blurred gray line where it is basketball, it is the game, but from one specific person's point of view, it is personal.
But I don't think it was for that, though. I mean,
go ahead.
I don't think it was just that. Right. You get what I'm saying? We talk about years and years and years and years of history here. Like I said before, that goes deeper than rap. So whatever it is, you would have to peel back those layers and really sit down and have a real conversation, because from my perspective, it wasn't just about what he said about Bronny. It was a buildup from everything over the years, and that right there just hit home. That hit close to home. So of course I gotta, at this point in time, it's fuck that. I gotta take care of, now is my time to say something. Enough is enough type of situation from that side.
I will say this. I'ma say shit on this podcast right now that I ain't never said. I ain't gonna hold back. I'm gonna preface my comment by saying, if y'all wouldn't have asked me about him, I wouldn't have talked about him.
Indeed.
I have no desire to talk about LeBron James, but I'm in the media. I am who I am. And it's pretty hard for me to say no comment. I ain't talking about something. When I bring people on to talk about stuff, it's just something that's hypocritical about that for me. So I want to preface my comment by saying that. I want to say also, before I get into it, that I don't get touched very easily. I'm talking about emotionally, where I look at athletes and all of this other stuff, and what they say affects me in a very touching way. When I saw D Wade on this show with Melo, I cannot tell you how touched I was that both of them said what they said. It didn't matter to me whether they agreed with me or not. What they both said is, we fuck with Stephen A. See what I'm saying? Before anything. And from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it.
Indeed.
Because you got a lot of cats out there, including I'm just gonna say some sorry motherfuckers in the NBA right now that all of a sudden forgot who I was and who I've been just because of some situation with LeBron. What that got to do with y'all? The fact that D Wade and Melo could sit here and whether they agreed or disagree with any element about us, acknowledge that, yo, man, that's our dude, man. We fuck with Stephen A. We cool with him. That's all I care about.
Yep.
Because we can agree or disagree, but I didn't do anything to them. Why would you have personal animus towards me because of what happened with me and LeBron? It's none of your business. You can have an opinion about the incident, but to have an opinion about me when you don't even know what's going on, I'm going to remember those cats. You know me and my memory now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to forget.
Yeah.
I ain't going to do nothing. I ain't going to do anything, but I ain't going to forget. Okay? And when I remember something, that I'm going to remember.
See, but when you say that, right?
What I mean by that is
People are gonna assume that you're gonna make it a personal thing now.
Well, I'm not gonna do that because they ain't worth my money.
Gotcha.
I'm not gonna do anything that's gonna compromise. Damn right. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna do anything that's gonna compromise me, my name, the company I represent. And it ain't just ESPN. The Sirius XM is my own brand. Okay. I'm never gonna do anything like that. I'm gonna always make sure I maintain professionalism. But Melo knows what I mean when I say this. There's a whole bunch of cats that come to me for a lot of assistance. A lot of cats that want to get in this industry. A lot of cats that got personal stuff they want the media to veer away from. They don't want the media. You know, ain't no damn podcast and YouTube show. I work for the worldwide leader. I work for a national or international brand like Sirius XM. You understand? I know everybody from the president on down. It's a simple phone call. I got cats on speed dial. Ain't no doubt in it because I've proven it. The contract alone proves that you don't get what I got unless you doing good work and you got connections. That's just the way it goes. Having said all of that, I'm just saying I'm going to remember because it hurt me, because it had nothing to do with a lot of these people. And they didn't take a moment to sit up there and say, damn, Stephen A. been in this business for 30 years. That's never happened. Why now? That's all I wanted somebody to ask. But nobody asked. So you want to hate on me? Fine, no problem. Now let me get to LeBron. I don't like his ass. Not a little bit. I understand what he means to Melo. I understand what he means to D Wade, my boys. I understand it. But all I'm going to say when it comes to that, Melo is 1,000% right. This dates back more than a decade. I'm not going to go into detail at the shit this man has tried to do to me. People don't understand. You don't know, you do not understand the links this man would go to. You know, I believe he's one way publicly, he's another way privately. I believe he might not be interviewed and he might not be quoted, but the things he says and the things he has said to people, it's gotten back to me. The things that he's tried to do, if it were up to him, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Did he try to get you off the air?
You understand what I'm saying? I'm not going there. Okay. Figure it out.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Because I'm not going to find myself in a position where it can get uglier. I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, I'm not asking. It's some low shit. The day that he rolled up on me courtside, it was the day my contract was announced. That I had stayed with ESPN, blah, blah, blah. Go back and look at the camera angles. I arrived there in the first quarter. He rolled up on me in the third quarter. When he rolled up on me in the third quarter, this is 2025. We got technology everywhere. TNT is a nationally televised game. How is it we got one angle and the only angle you see was of him in his face? But you see the back of my peanut head. How is that the only angle that you saw? How? Y'all guess.
Okay.
I'm not going there. Okay. I'm just telling you what I see. Remember, I'm in this business. I got my social media person right there.
Right.
You understand? I've been an executive producer for years. I know this, but I know a thing or two about camera angles. I determine them half the time.
Yep.
Do this angle, do this angle, do that angle. This is my business. I'm here. I know what that is. There's no way that you're in an arena, you're LeBron James, and the only angle that somebody sees is a straight up shot of you getting in my face. They see no reaction, they see nothing, and that's an accident.
All right, so I'll ask you straight up.
It doesn't happen.
I'll ask you straight up. Do you think you felt set up in that moment?
Damn right.
Okay.
Damn right I did.
You thought he had somebody out there too.
Damn right that did.
Okay.
Damn right. That's how I feel.
Okay.
Okay? But no big deal. No problem. Because I go on the air the next day and I'm like, that's a dad reacting to his son. Wife's at the game, family's at the game. That's family.
Yeah.
That can happen with anybody, right? Which is what I meant when I said I had no intentions of talking about it, because I didn't know anybody saw it. And I'm like, I'm not going to talk about this because the man coming at me because of his son's a son. Happens on a Thursday. That's a Friday. That's Saturday. Richard Jefferson is doing the game in Boston. He's still mic'd. He's working for ESPN. And we see LeBron say to him, yo, man, when he said, as a father, I had it. I said, so I'm thinking, oh, that's not about Bronny. That's about you. Okay, let's talk about you as a father from this perspective. Bronny ain't at home in Brentwood. That's Crypto.com arena. He ain't wearing street clothes. That's a purple and gold uniform he's on. He's a Laker. It's my job to cover the NBA. It's my job to cover basketball. I just told him, Melo, I ain't see Cayenne play. Because I know that if I walk into an arena to watch his son play, everybody's going to ask me, how do I feel? Not just about him, about Melo's son, who's my boy. I know that if I walk into an arena to watch Bronny play, they ain't going to ask me about Bronny. They're going to ask me about LeBron's son. I don't think it's fair to the kids. So I never went. I never once saw Bronny play in high school, ever. Everybody was talking to me about it. I never watched. I wouldn't go because I wanted to show LeBron James and his family that respect. Because I happen to think that Savannah is the first lady of basketball. I think she's wonderful. She's just a wonderful, wonderful human being.
Indeed.
And it actually breaks my heart that I could have done anything to make her upset. With Gloria, his mom, who has always been wonderful to me. Wonderful people. I got nothing to say about them. I got nothing to say about Bronny, who I think could be an NBA player someday. I think he continue developing the G League and then ultimately coming up here working out with the team, stuff like that. I think he's got a chance, right? Which is what I said.
Right.
Okay? So, Rich Paul, Maverick Carter, Randy, I, for years, not but respect, always been cool with them. I know where their loyalties lie. It should. Do you? No problem. But I'm looking at it and I'm going like, I never watched him in high school. I wasn't the one that said I ain't never seen no All-American averaging 14 points a game. No, McDonald's All-American averaging. That was Kendrick Perkins. I wasn't the one out here talking about Bronny. That was other people. He goes to USC. He has the heart ailment. Our heart goes out to him. We praying that he's going to be okay. We turn around. We go from there. Okay, he wants to enter the NBA draft, even though he hasn't really played on a collegiate level. All right, fine. Well, what LeBron James has done for this league, everybody shut up. If that's where he wants and that's where he could fit, manipulate, no problem. It's no big deal there. Congratulations. Oh, he ends up getting drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers. Congratulations. No problem. Oh, he ends up being there opening night, that father-son moment with Ken Griffey Jr. and Sr. in attendance. I was there at the game, standing up, clapping. No problem. It became a problem when this brother was in the G League, and then the next day, J.J. Redick decides to bring him in the first quarter and ask him to guard Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah.
Go back and watch the film.
Yeah.
Tyrese Maxey, if you could literally feel or see somebody drooling at the mouth, give me the ball. That was Tyrese Maxey. It was a nightmare. And I'm like, you can't do that to him. But you also can't do that to us. We're the media. Now you asking us not to cover the game. You can't do that to us. You are who you are. In my opinion, the second greatest player in the history of basketball. 4-time champion, 4-time league MVP, absolute difference maker, basketball ambassador, high character. I can feel the way I feel about him based on how I feel he's treated me. I've never encouraged anybody else to feel any way about him. I've never encouraged anybody else to dog him, isolate, do whatever. No, I'm telling you how I felt about him based on my treatment from him. But my point is, all of those things transpired. You know this. And not only do you try to paint me as a person that would attack somebody's family, when I've been in this business for 30 years and no one has ever accused me of that. Could I be cool with him? Could I be cool with D-Wade? Could I have been cool with Kobe? Could I be cool with Shaq? Could I be cool with AI? Could I be cool with all the players that I've been cool with all of these years if I would ever do something like that? Now you getting into my character because you pissed off that I don't have you as the GOAT or whatever other reason it is? Nah, that ain't right. And so my point is that with all of that happening, the last straw was not him rolling up on me on courtside, even though all he had to do, and you could ask Melo, if you sit up there, and Rich Paul will tell you this, if you sat up there and said, yo, LeBron pissed off, he need to talk to you man to man, and I was in New York, what would I do?
Fly
I'd be on the
to
next
him.
plane to LA.
Yeah.
Where you want me at? Where you want me at? I'll go see him. Everybody knows that about me. I'm not hiding. If I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. And if I did something wrong publicly, I'll apologize publicly. I ain't gonna do something wrong publicly and apologize privately. You know that. I don't play that game. You own what you own. That's me. That's been my reputation for 30 freaking years.
Yeah.
And then you gonna turn around and come on ESPN with Pat McAfee, white boy who comes on after First Take on the channel that I've worked on and starred on. I have the #1 show for 13 straight years and counting. There ain't a day, there ain't a week, ain't a month I've lost. You gonna come on my channel on a show that comes on after me just to dog me? Nah, we ain't. And what you dogging me about? Be a man. I don't like him either. Cool. Nah, I have to protect my family. That's the narrative you playing? Yo, bro, when I tell y'all, you can't measure the level of how pissed off I have been over that. There is no level of disrespect that has ever been accorded to me in my life off of what he did. More so than what he did. To try to paint me as somebody who would attack somebody's family, knowing I've never done it, I can't tell you how offensive I find that. So to me, that was the last straw. And as a result, I said, yo, we don't like each other. Let's stop this nonsense. Yeah, we got to be professional, but we can be professional and honest. I don't like your ass. You don't like my ass. I got it. This is how we gonna deal with each other from now on. I won't say nothing to you. You don't have to say nothing to me. I'm gonna talk about you because you're still a superstar player. The second you retire, you'll be lucky if I whisper your name. Now, I'm a man. So if the man wanted to talk with me, of course I would speak to him. If he wanted to hash it out, of course I would hash it out. But the one demand that I would have is roll up on me publicly. Because you did before. Don't come private. Don't come private. I'm not talking about.
But that's not what men do.
Oh, no,
you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. But that's my point. Well, I'm not talking about publicly to have the conversation.
Yeah.
I'm talking about roll up on me publicly and say, yo, man, I want to talk to you.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Don't hide and have a private conversation with me that nobody knows about. They don't have to know what the conversation is. They don't have to be there. Nothing like that has to happen. But what you're not going to do is roll up on me publicly, but then privately, you're going to want to talk to me and nobody knows. After there's no question that I was disrespected. And then you got these fools out here that want to talk about Stephen A, sellout, Coon, all of this other shit. You know my resume? You know how many black people I've been helping?
See, that's the one thing I wanted to jump on.
I mean,
because
what are you
it's like,
talking about?
Because when you and LeBron, the issues y'all two have, I think, bigger than y'all two.
Bigger.
It's. I hate seeing both of y'all like pillars of y'all industry at odds.
Let me tell you.
what I
Let me
mean?
respond to that. Let me tell you what I don't like about what you just said.
Okay.
If I didn't respond the way that I responded, How would y'all have said about him rolling up on me in public like that, trying to punk me?
Man, he punked Stephen A on TV, all that.
But I'm saying is, nobody would have said nothing. He'd have been laughing and been like, yeah, he should have done that. You know what I'm saying? Or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Along with everybody else. Everybody would have been having a good old time.
Right.
It's taken on a serious tone because I've attached a level of seriousness to it. Because even though people talk about, I don't let it go. No, I don't talk about it unless I'm asked.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality is I'm not hiding from the confrontation. You think ESPN wants this? You think ESPN likes this? They love LeBron James. He's great for ratings. You think SiriusXM want me doing that? I don't care. You're not getting away with that with me. He caught me by surprise before. I assure you that will never happen again. It will not happen again. You're not getting away with that shit. You can go on with your life. I'm going to go on with mine. But I can assure you, I am ready for whatever confrontation is going to come my way when it comes to him, because that was low. And everybody it's like, I remember when I clapped at Kwame Brown, obviously not to compare the two.
Right. Nope.
But Kwame had gone ballistic and was like, just insult me. So I went on my show, not First Take. I went on my show and I made like a 5-minute bloopers reel. I mean, look at this. I rest my case. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you had people, I'm talking about everybody, called me, nah, Stephen A. That's wrong, Stephen A. I would like this. Cool. I would like to remind y'all I had been being attacked for 3 months. I said nothing. Absolutely, positively nothing. I said nothing. Where were y'all then? And I'm talking about Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
Talking about some of the greatest players ever lived.
Yeah.
I'm talking about nah, Stephen A, nah. I said, where were y'all? I would say the same thing about LeBron. When he rolled up on me, where were y'all? When he got in my face, where were y'all? When he sat up there and stormed off like he was the big bad wolf, where were y'all? When he went and spoke to Richard Jefferson and was caught on tape saying, nah, when he said that to me, nah, where were y'all? We only got something to say when I speak up. Why? How fair is that? So somebody can come up to you.
I don't think that's the case, though.
I was about to say, like...
No. Oh, I'm not saying y'all didn't say anything.
Yeah.
I'm saying y'all in it. Who spoke up for me? Who said, yo, man, that's wrong what he did to Stephen A? Who was that person?
Peace God.
Give me the breaking news.
No, because we spoke about that. We spoke about that on here. I'm hearing everything Stephen A's saying.
Yeah.
I agree at this point. Y'all moving y'all own way.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? My purpose is like, yo, we can figure this out. Let's figure this out. If this manageable, let's manage this shit. Let's figure this out. Let's talk. He wants something totally different.
What do I want?
You want to, yo, come here, Stephen, let me holler at you in public to go private.
No, I didn't. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying the private conversation
Can't
go
happen.
public. I'm not saying the private conversation to go public.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying don't whisper for somebody to meet you in the back or meet you at some clandestine location when you rolled up on me public.
Yeah, but you know it's lopsided. That's lopsided.
What I'm saying is, what's wrong with rolling up on somebody in public? Yo, man, holler at me after the game.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm saying there's not, because you rolled up on me, right? I'm saying don't sneakily talk to me after. And I'm not saying he would do that because I don't think that's him. That's not him because who the hell am I? I'm a peon in his eyes. You understand, to some degree. And it's like, he gonna do what he's gonna do. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. All I'm trying to say is that everybody's been talking about this and nobody sat up there and asked themselves, what were we saying before Stephen A went on First Take? Because I went on First Take after he went on Pat McAfee's show. Mm-hmm. And I went on First Take. It's unprecedented in media. And I didn't even know I did it because I just did it because that was on my mind. I did an opening monologue that was 18 minutes. 18 minutes nonstop. And I had more. I could have went another hour. I mean, I was just getting started, but I got a show to do.
Right.
My point is that, I keep receipts. And you're not going to do that to me. And it's like, all I'm saying is, where was everybody when I was rolled up on? Where are the people that say, brother has been doing this shit for 30 years? That ain't never happened. Yo,
respectfully, people was saying that.
Huh?
People were saying
I didn't
that.
see that.
You know, no, you didn't see it,
I
but
didn't
people
see
was
that.
saying that.
Okay, that's fine.
We never saw this before. This never happened.
Yes.
But I think
Well, we've never seen a Stephen A. before where, you know, it
Absolutely.
would warrant that type of response, you know?
right, and it's a level of respect there
Yeah.
too that people are trying to people really have to look into that. It's a level of respect there.
That's the same thing you and Wade said when y'all was
It's
here.
a level
It was
of respect.
yeah.
I respect this nigga so much. I respect him so much that what he's saying is really affecting me as a father. He home sitting around his wife, his kids, his moms, the whole crew. Now I don't know this for sure, but I'm just saying, me knowing a little bit about the situation. This is probably what's happening, man. God damn, man, enough is enough, Steve. He probably on TV. They watching it. Yo, enough is enough with this guy.
But that's the whole point. I understand enough is enough stuff if I had been speaking about Bronny. I'm trying to say to everybody.
You can't separate the two.
No, I'm trying to say Bronny had been talked about
Yes.
all year long by other people except me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't talk about him. Remember, I hadn't seen him play
Agree.
on purpose. I avoided the subject. So my point is, with that as factual information, that wasn't about Bronny. Bronny was the excuse for you to come at me the way you always wanted to come at me. And my point is, anybody that knows me knows, if you wanted to have a conversation with me,
You can get to
you could have said, yo, man, I need you to meet me here. I need you to have this conversation with me. You understand what I'm saying?